It's working? Okay, number 16. Right where we left off. Find the real zeros of the function round to 2 decimal places. They give us f of x is equal to 4x cubed minus 16x squared plus 2.5x. Okay, so our calculator is still allowed. As a matter of fact, this is the last calculator question. How exciting is that? So what I would do is just graph that in y1, graph 0 in y2, and find the intersection points. So 4x raised to the third power minus 16x squared plus 2.5x. My windows jacked up from another problem. Zoom 6. There's 1, 2 answers and 3 answers. Okay. Okay. There is actually 2 different answers here. When I was zoomed in, I could see that. Plus, you're kind of expecting either 1 real solution or 3 real solutions, right? Okay. So, second calc, intersect. Get it close to that. Enter, enter, enter. Just get your cursor close to the point you want to find, and then hit enter 3 times, and it tells me x is equal to 1.62. How many decimals? 2 decimal places. 1.6? No, 0.16. Also, I can tell 0 is going to be an answer. Yes? And what's that last one? Second calc, intersect. The cursor close, hit enter 3 times. 3.84. Any questions? Oops. Any questions on number 16? Okay. 17, no calculator. Which one of the following functions is not equivalent to the other functions? Log base 2 of 8. What is that equal to?
3.
Is equal to 3, right? Everybody okay with that? Anybody not okay with that? Peter?
No, I know.
Yeah? Okay. So that's equal to 3. Log base 3 of 27 is also 3, right? This is 3 cubed. And 3 to the negative 1 power, what is that?
1/9, 1/3.
1/3. And 9 to the 1/2 power is equal to what?
3 plus or minus.
3.
3. We didn't create the square root. It's already there. So it's, you just go with whatever sign's in front. So we want. So this is the one that C is not equivalent to the other ones. Questions on 17?
What's the thing you do where you move the logs to different positions, like log 2 base 8 or log 8 base 2?
Log base 2 of 8.
Yeah.
And what is your question?
What's that little thing that you do when you change it? You know?
Oh, it's the external thing.
Okay, right now it's in. Okay, look, this right now is in logarithmic form.
Yes.
I think you're asking me what's that thing you do when you put it in exponential form.
Yeah. Well, how'd you get 3? That's what I was wondering.
Okay. 8 is the same thing as 2 cubed, right?
Yeah.
Well, since these two values are the same,
They just cancel out.
yes.
Okay.
Okay. 27 is the same thing as 3 cubed. Yeah. Okay. Did that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Alright, 18. If the graph y equals 3 to the negative x minus 1 is reflected about the y-axis, then the equation of the reflection is, how do we reflect something across the y-axis?
F negative x.
Say it again?
Isn't F negative x?
Change the sign of the x's. That's all you do. So if I want to reflect this across the y-axis, it would just be y equals, yes. It would just be y equals 3 to the positive x minus 1.
Oh, you just changed x?
Yes.
Okay,
If you want to reflect something across the y-axis, change the sign of the x's.
okay.
If you want to reflect something across the x-axis, change the sign of the y's. So that looks like it would be what? A? Choice A?
Yeah.
And that was 18. 19. Solve the equation log of x plus log of x plus 3 is equal to 1. I need to combine those two logs into one log. What do I do with the x and the x plus 3?
Multiply.
Multiply them, so it'll be log of x squared plus 3x equals 1. And now we'll put it in exponential form. What's my base? 10. So get rid of the log and move the base over. So it'll be x squared plus 3x equals 10 to the first power. It's a quadratic, so I gotta set it equal to 0. X squared plus 3x minus 10 equals 0. We can factor this into x plus 5, x minus 2.
Mm.
So x equals negative 5 or 2. However, you cannot take the log of a negative number, so negative 5 will not go in there. So the answer is just 2. Questions on 19? Okay, 20? 20, A, B, C, and D. Find the domain of each. They tell us g of x is equal to 8 plus 5 natural log 2x plus 3. So basically the domain is all real numbers except any restrictions, right? Well, the restriction that I have here is this has to be greater than 0, right?
Yeah.
So 2x plus 3 has to be greater than 0. Minus 3 to both sides. 2x equals negative 3 divided by 2. So my x has to be greater than negative 3 halves. That's my domain. So in other words, negative 3 halves to infinity. Remember, don't include negative 3 halves. You cannot take the log of 0 either. Questions on 20A? Okay, 20B. Natural log of 1 over x minus 5. What is this, f of x? Okay, so once again, this whole value here has to be greater than 0, right? So 1 over x minus 5 has to be greater than 0. Multiply both sides by the denominator. So 1 has to be greater than 0.
Mhm.
What am I doing wrong here?
Well,
You can just put the 5
5 into the bottom of the equation so it doesn't equal 0.
Wait, x
Well, x definitely can't
x,
equal
mi- x
5.
minus 5 times x minus 5 does not equal, does not, oh wait. Okay, but isn't it have to be
That's it.
bigger than 5? Isn't it the main?
If it's less than 5, we get a negative number, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
If x was say 4,
Mhm.
we get a negative number. We can't have that.
So it has to be greater than 5.
So greater than 5, not including 5, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That'll give us all positive numbers. Any questions on B? All right. C. Kyle, what you looking at?
Your YouTube channel.
That's last year's review, man.
I know.
Where are we? C. F of x is equal to 2 plus 4 raised to the x minus 1 power. Any restrictions on that x?
No.
We can plug in anything we want there for an exponent.
Mhm.
So the domain is negative infinity to positive infinity. And,
Wait, why are there no restrictions on this one?
well, obviously we can do 4 to a positive number, right?
Mhm.
Why can't I do 4 to a negative number,
You can.
You can.
right? So I can plug in anything I want there.
Okay.
So there's no restriction. D. G of x is equal to 2 plus 3, it looks like raised to the x halves power. I'd say no restrictions again. Any questions on those? So it looks like the only restrictions they're gonna give us is make sure your denominators never equal 0 and don't take the log of anything but a positive value. Okay. All right, where are we? Oh, good. Can we stop the camera?